Okay, this is part, the first part of programming Tetris. This is just a recap of everything that's been done so far. First we have the setup of the program. Okay, I've set the graphics to 800 by 600. It will default to Windows mode, and then we set the buffer to the back buffer to update the screen buffer. Then we use the command milliseconds, which gets the time from the computer clock down here where I've got my mouse pointer. Okay, and then we seed a random number from the clock, which randomizes it as much as possible. Okay, then we set up the array using the dimension command bin, and we'll call it board. This is 2 by 2 array for the board, the Tetris board, from 0 to 9 and 0 to 22. So that will be a 10 by 23 board. Okay, it's actually a 10 by 20 board, but we need 3 rows above the board, so the piece gradually appears on the screen rather than it just suddenly appearing, so it sort of drops down and reveals itself. Okay, the next dimensional array, bin, and we're going to call this array block color. It's a 2-dimensional array. Remember that blitz counts from 0, but we're going to tell the computer later on to start counting from 1 to 7, 1 being square, 2 being line, etc., all the way down to the T shape, which would be number 7. However, for the colors, we're going to go 0, 1, 2. Okay, 0 for the red value from 0 to 255, 1 for the green value from 0 to 255, and 2 for the blue value 0 to 255. Okay, and the next array, we need an array for the piece. This is a 3-dimensional array which stores all the pieces, all the rotations, all the rows, and all the columns. Remember, for Tetris, it's a 4 by 4 piece. Every single one is 4 blocks by 4 blocks, making a total of 16 blocks. Okay, it's 28 because actually there are 7 pieces with 4 rotations each, and the way the computer sees it, it actually sees it as 28 individual pieces. Okay, so we would just want to loop through the 4 rotations for each of the 7 pieces. Okay, so we'll tell the computer to do that later. And as they're pieces, we can actually start at 1. So we're going to tell the computer to go from 1 to 28. Here it goes from 0 to 3 for the rows, and for the columns 0 to 3. Okay, so as we're not counting that, we're not going to tell the computer to start at 1. It's going to start at 0 by default. Okay, so we need to read in the color data for the pieces. Okay, so for iteration 1 to 7, we do iteration starting at block number 1, starting at 1, which is the square. Okay, so in the for next loop, first it will read the block color, duration, and 0. So on the first loop, iter will be equal to 1, and this will be equal to 0. So it will read the first line of data, 1, iter 1, and the 0 value is 255. Then this will still be 1 for the first loop, so this will be 1 and 1. Okay, so it will read the first line of data in position number 1. Okay, and then it will read, this will still be 1, first line of data, and it will read position 2, which is this one. Okay, so just a quick recap. This is the first line of data, and it reads position 0, 1, and 2 for piece number 1, which is going to be our square. And then it does the same for the second iteration. It goes to 2 up here, and then it will start on 2 for all of these iterations. Yes, this will be 2, this will be 2, this will be 2. Okay, so this will be line number 2, and this is position 2, 0, 2, 1, and 2, 2. Gives us the colour turquoise for the line, which is our shape number 2. Okay, we did the same for all the piece descriptions within the data. So we start at 1, we tell the computer to start at 1, and for the iteration 1 to 28 for all the pieces, First we loop through all the rows and then all the columns, then we read the data, exactly the same thing for all the iterations, all the pieces here, and the X iteration and the Y iteration, 0. This is 1 to 28, this is 0 to 3, this is 0 to 3. And just as an example of how it's all laid out, we have 7 lines of data, 7, 7, 7, and four blocks for all of the rotations. And for the 3 by 3, you can just read it across. This is an example of a right L at rotation 1. Okay, so this is rotation 1, 90 degrees. This is right L at rotation 1. Okay, so that would be the data 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, data 11, and then it will loop through all the positions of the 4 by 4 matrix that we've made. So 0, 1, 1 will be here. 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0 again will be here. Okay, and 0, 1, 1, 0 is here, and 0, 0, 0 is here. Okay, so that's that done. Loop all the data, all the pieces, all the rotations, all the rows, all the columns. Okay, so then we set up screen origin to be 210, which means 210 is set to 0. So if you put in the position to 20, 30, it will actually locate the position on the 800 by 600 of the screen at 220, 40. Okay, so it just sets it at that position at 0 for convenience. Okay, now we have our global variables, and we set them all to global. If you don't put this in, it will automatically assume they're local variables, so it's important to put it in if you're using functions and you want to specify these variables throughout the game, not just within a certain function. Okay. If you put them here, they'll be specified in function main, which is the main program, and you won't be able to use them in the actual functions themselves. So you have to put global. If you put local, they'll just be local variables, and if you don't put anything, it will assume it's a local variable. Okay, so we're going to put global for all these 13 variables. First, easy enough, set the level equal to 1, set the lines equal to 5, just make a variable for lines, set it equal to 5, which is the amount of lines we need to progress to the next level. Here we have what's called a flag variable, and that tells it whether it hits the end of game or not. We set this equal to 0 or false when it starts, not equal to true, basically. So we could put equal to 0 here or equal to false, however, or we could leave it blank. Okay? As far as the computer is concerned, that means exactly the same thing, but we don't need to put anything here. If you don't specify a value for the variable, it will automatically set it equal to 0 or false, which is the same in meaning to a computer. Okay, so next one, we need a variable for the piece, the current piece, selected randomly between 1 and 7. Rand, remember rand is for an integer variable, RND is for a floating point variable. Since we're only interested in integers, rand is good enough. Then we need a variable for the current position of the X piece in the top left hand corner. Remember, it's a 4 by 4 matrix piece, so this is specifying the position of this piece here, this 0 here, or 1, as the case may be, depending on the shape. Okay, so it's specifying that position there, or that's where it's handled, that's where it's going to grab the piece. So we want it to appear halfway across the board, so we'll set it equal to 3. Remember, it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, as we specified here. Okay, so if we go 0, 1, 2, 3, and then for the piece, which will be position 3, which will be position 4, 5, and 6. Okay, and then it'll be 7, 8, and 9. Okay, giving it exactly in the middle of the board. So here in the middle, we're going to appear at the top in the middle. So current piece Y, don't need to specify 0 or anything like that. It will automatically assume it's 0. Same for current piece rotation. We want it to start at rotation 0 when it comes on the screen. Okay, and then we have something called the repeat speed and the repeat delay, because the whole game works via the computer clock, the main loop. Okay, this is for moving left and right. This is for moving down the screen. Okay, so we need the now time, we need it to start at 0 when the game starts. Then we need to get the time from the computer clock. The last time it moved down one row is the last drop time. Once set the drop speed, specify how fast it drops down, we put 735 milliseconds. And we also need to set the drop delay, the amount of time before the piece can actually drop, and that can increase. Basically, if the now time is larger than the last drop time plus the drop delay, then it moves down 1. Then we set the last drop time equal to the now time, and it continues to drop 1 line at a time. The piece continues to drop 1 line at a time down the screen. Okay, then we go through the main loop. So repeat until key hit 1 is the main loop. So I'll end if somebody presses the escape key. I need to update the screen buffer. I'll clear the screen, draw the board, and update the screen buffer. But if it's not the end of the game, we want to draw the current piece, right? Set the drop delay to the drop speed to the current level. Okay, then we want the player to be able to drop, rotate, move left and right the piece. Then we set the now time equal to the millisecond once it's in play, and then if the now time exceeds the last drop time plus the drop delay, then it drops down 1. And immediately after that, we set the last drop time equal to the now time, so when it goes around the loop, it continues to drop down the screen. Then we need to specify the end of the game. So if it can't drop a piece, if the computer can't drop a piece, or it can't place a piece, then the end of the game is put through and it exits the loop and the game ends, the program ends. Okay, and also we've been through all of these, all the functions that we need. For now, you should just have empty functions like that, and we're going to put our code in there. So very quickly, just to recap, you make sure you've got the setup for the annotated, you set up the here, you've set up the dimensions correctly, or the arrays correctly, and then you've read through the arrays for the color, and read through the loop through all the pieces for and the rotations, and they put in there. Set up the origin, and you've got the 13 variables, and you've got the main loop here. And next we're going to go through all the functions and how they work and how to get them. We're going to start with primary functions first, and then go through the secondary ones. Okay, so check you've got all of that, and save it as Tetris 5, and then we'll go through all the functions, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 functions, so we'll go through them function by function. Okay, that's the end of this current tutorial.